of the organizations championing inclusive development and career access for young people with disabilities. Lana, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Lovely to join you this morning on this cold Saturday morning.
Listen, me and this blanket are, riding into the
one-on-one.
Thank you so much for joining us today. So what is the main objective for the 2025 Disability Summit? And I also want us to encompass in this conversation the use of technology and how companies are also rallying different solutions, different interventions to creating accessibility within our careers.
Okay, super. So I just want to make from the outset is we were one of the key sponsors, or we are one of the key partners with the Disability Expo.
Mm-hmm.
So just from the outset, to be clear, that this is actually our third year, and I guess the question is, why have we come back for a third year to be partners with this Disability Expo, is to probably also understand where this fits in. We are Afrika Tikkun is a cradle to career organization, and that means that we bring in children into our various centers from the ages of 3, and we take them right through to career. And in our organization, we make sure that there is a large component of people with disabilities from young right through to career. So why it's so important that this conference is part of our sponsor that we look at is because we need to build a pipeline of young people with disabilities. So we offer a lot of various learnerships and internships and workplace experience that allow us then to place and to give these young people with disabilities opportunities. So I always like to use the word, we'd like to, or this whole concept of this event is around hope. Is around giving young people with disability the hope that there is opportunities out there for them, because it's a sad reality and it's a sad truth that we know the high youth unemployment rate. We know the high unemployment rate, but now we know the high unemployment rate for youth, and now times that by 10 for people with disability. And you were speaking earlier, just before I came on, is around, the accessibility of companies making making people with disabilities employable and having access to reasonable accommodation is definitely a big problem that we are facing, certainly in this country.
So let's talk about now putting it as, an expo. I'm pretty sure you had to be very careful about the different partners that you brought on, because it's important that those people also champion the same initiatives, champion the same objectives that you have. So let's go through that process. Process of each business stepping in and coming in to assist and exhibit and explore the expo.
So the key to the success of this expo is around the people, as you say, and the partners who actually are present there. So it's very important that those companies and those organizations are, number one, they are all have accessibility to job opportunities for people with disability. So that's definitely number one, where they must have accessibility. Number two probably would be around job creation and making sure that there are jobs that are available to these young people. Part of those people exhibiting at the expo are companies, big organizations and large corporates. And then you have the smaller companies or the smaller entrepreneurs who are trying to get young people involved in various businesses, from beauty to sewing to cooking, the various entrepreneurship opportunities. And then the third one is around education, is that the organizations that are there to assist and help and drive skills-based, whether it's vocational or whether it's non-vocational. It's there to help drive these young people upskill and improve their education. So those are probably the three key areas one looks at: corporates, entrepreneurship, and then education, which are key to the upskill of these young people.
Are these companies in a position to absorb the young people that are there? I find sometimes, especially when I go to like funding summits and pitching competitions, that, you know, they say, yeah, there's this CEO that's going to be there, and all that is great, right? But are there actually physical opportunities that are going to be there, that are going to be offered to these young people? We cannot constantly send them pillar to post, for these solutions. And that's why I really enjoy the fact that this is an expo specifically for that. And it's designed to adhere to that mandate that we are providing those opportunities. But are they actually there? Are those companies looking specifically for those who are living with disabilities?
So to answer your question, honestly, yes, there are opportunities. To answer the question in better detail, limited. So there are limited opportunities. So we're talking maybe 5 to 10 opportunities per company. And
That's
now
wonderful.
we're looking at thousands of young people coming in and all competing for the same job. In our instance, Afrika Tikkun, we offer these learnerships. So we have about 90% of our learnerships are people with disabilities. So we can offer about 200-300 people learnerships, so which is quite nice. But then you've got to place them in corporates, or you've got to place them in jobs. And then that's where the challenge is, because to be really honest with you, as a corporate South Africa, we're not where we should be in terms of absorption and actually hiring of young people with disability. And it's certainly something that keeps me up at night, is worrying, where are these young people going? Where are the opportunities? And I guess that's where entrepreneurship kicks in, because that's probably where the market is for most of the people with disability.
But also, just to ease your conscience a little bit, from my experience with working with young people, sometimes they actually go to summits like this to treat themselves as a business. So a lot of them kind of go there to learn. They say, okay, here's this company, this is what they do, this is how they market themselves. And then they go back and market themselves based off of what they've learned. So the beauty about it is that, and look, I think it's just life. It has nothing to do with inclusivity, that you're always fighting for a position. Whether you're able-bodied or are living with a disability, you're constantly having to present the best version of yourself, because that's just the reality of it, right? But the fact that there are opportunities there, I think already puts you guys 10 steps ahead of what already happens in, because I've never heard that you can actually go there and get like an actual lucrative job. Like that I think that is brilliant. What are some of the activities that are going to be taking place? Are there going to be discussions, panel discussions? Are there going to be, what's some of the activities that we can look forward to at the summit?
Okay, so first of all, the summit has happened. So it was last week. So just just to put you in the picture, but let's say for next year, 2026, but no. There's a whole bunch. What happens is there's firstly some entertainment to get, because now we've got young high school children, and the first thing you've always got to do is you've got to get them interested and upbeat and excited and get them to be able to listen to what's on stage. So you have all the corporates and all the sponsors around the area where the main stage is. And what you have then is a beautiful, I haven't got her name, but it starts off with this young woman with one leg dancing, and it then progresses to some really hip guys, some cool young people who are the MCs. And then you start to hear from some of the sponsors who come and speak to the young people to encourage them then to come speak to them during what they call where each youngster and their schools can explore the companies and the opportunities that the companies have to offer.
No, a big shout out to you, as the young people will say. Shout out to you guys. Hey,
Thanks.
it's really so brilliant that you're able to put such a lovely event together. Afrika Tikkun. Now, what can we expect? Are there any events coming up? Are there any initiatives that we can support? What can we look forward to?
Lee, so interesting enough, one of our big events that is happening in September is called the Valuable 500. And what that is it's Valuable 500 is an international organization where you become a member. So some of the biggest companies in the world become a member. And becoming a member is free, but what it does is it allows you to pledge around three things: leadership, representation, and reporting in the disability space. And it's all around pledging how can we as corporates improve the lives of people with disability through those three areas. And what we've done as Afrika Tikkun this year is we've partnered with Valuable 500, and we are launching the first inaugural summit in September that will bring all the big CEOs, the HR execs from our top companies in South Africa.
Wow.
That will drive inclusion. And at that event, as Afrika Tikkun and as civil society, we need to hold these companies accountable to improving and employing more people with disability and making accessibility, both from a reasonable accommodation and technology, available to these young people. And they need to pledge and say, hey, we're standing up. We're not sitting down. We're going to fight for these people, and we're going to improve and work together as an ecosystem to drive inclusivity in South Africa.
How do we become a part of that? If anything, something like that, I feel Channel Africa would be a great platform to
absolutely
be a vehicle.
We will
for
definitely
that.
be in contact with you, and it will be 100% something that we would love for you to get involved with. As soon as next week, we will be in contact with you around a partnership or around bringing this to the forefront, because as I've said, we're an ecosystem, and if we want to improve lives of people with disability, it's the media, it's the civil society, it's government, it's corporate, it's entrepreneurs who are going to drive this. We need to work together. Each organization on their own is incredible, but together we can achieve a lot. And so we will definitely be accessible. You can also go to our website at Afrika Tikkun, so it's AFRIKATIKKUN.org, and you'll actually check Valuable 500 on the website there, and feel free to complete any details if you have any corporates or people listening.
Amazing stuff. Lana, we'll definitely be in contact. My producer and I will work tirelessly to make sure that we are a vehicle for that communication. So you don't need to worry about that. And we really we appreciate the time you've given us and the work that you're doing. It's really, really so valuable to us and valuable to Africa. The fact that you are championing those who cannot champion themselves from time to time. So I appreciate that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity, and have a super rest of your day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. That was Lana Roy from Afrika Tikkun, one of the organizations championing inclusive development and career access for young people with disabilities. A great conversation, and also